Then the question that comes, is singleness then okay? Because there are some people who don't really want to get entangled or engaged or be in this relationship. Is it okay to be single? Paul speaks about it as a gift on Corinthians 7:7. And Jesus says it's good for those whom it has been given. Matthew 19, verse 11. In 1 Corinthians 7, single people are spared the troubles of marriage. So we're thinking about a futuristic perspective into these things. I want you to be free from anxieties. The unmarried man is anxious about the things of the Lord, how to please the Lord. But the married man is anxious about how to please his wife. Singleness, though, is hard. Because remember, I said we are created for relationship. So singleness is okay. It's okay. And it's fine to be single. It's fine to be single for your entire time at university. You don't have to be feeling awkward just because you're the only one who hasn't dated or who hasn't gone out. Something that I'll talk about later on. But it's also hard because then you see everybody seems to have someone that likes them or someone, relationship, companionship, friendship, and then you begin to feel a little bit, like, hey, you're the only one. So it is hard to be single. Even when God himself saw Adam by himself, he said, it's not good for me. I can imagine what Adam was getting up to that made God say, it's not good for men to be alone. So, in a sense, God, with the way God designed and created us is for relationship. And he says, I will make him a helper suitable for him. So, the encouraging thing about Christianity is that for each and every one of you listening right now, God has created a helper, a suitable one for you, both male and female. Isn't that nice to hear? That God has got your back. God has got you sorted. So if you just seek him and his righteousness, as Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 says, all these things will be added unto you. So when you're single, thank God for the gift of singleness. Celebrate your singleness. Don't get too stressed and desperate to get into a relationship. Do all that you can to be godly when you're single, and then keep your eyes fixed on heaven, for your Father in heaven will take care of business. Okay, but God, what does God say? We then talk about the issue of dating and courtship, because Mojolo is all about girls and boys. Dating and courting are basically the same thing, just different terms that are used. In courtship, we're looking at a person who's pursuing the end game as marriage. So courtship is pursuing a relationship with the full intention to marry somebody. Whereas dating is viewed more as casual, usually wrapped up in a simple series of romantic encounters. So I did this one today, I did that one tomorrow. We were just simply dating. My pastor was saying dating is practice for divorce. Quote, don't quote me. He says dating is practice for divorce, because when I date Shingi today, tomorrow I date Aretha, tomorrow I date Monica, and then next day I'm just dating. I'm not committing myself. He says it teaches you to practice divorce, saying possibly that's why we've got such a high rise of divorce rates, even in our country. Zimbabwe being recorded as one of the highest in Southern Africa divorce cases. Dating usually is casual, and can involve and engage your emotions, and also usually there is physical attraction and physical activity in dating. Whereas in courting, because you create boundaries and are accountable, you actually pace your relationship until you get to the end game. The first thing that you come to me if you tell me, Pastor, I found a girlfriend, is what are your intentions? Both the girl and the boy. What are your intentions in this relationship? We're just dating so that we just see what's working. Oh, okay. So it means, if this is not working, you're going to start something else. Usually the answer is yes. So I say to myself, why waste your time? Why waste your energy? I think it's Solomon again who warns people about relationship. Why warn yourself in women? Why waste yourself in women? What he was simply saying is that, why spend, relationships require a lot of energy. They require a lot of commitment and a lot of strength and power and resources. So why go about, just doing things that you're not committed to? In 2 Peter verse 2, verse 18 says, for speaking loud boasts of folly, they entice by sensual passions of the flesh, those who are barely escaping from those who live in error. They promise them freedom, but they themselves are slaves to corruption. For whatever overcomes a person, to that he is enslaved. What it's basically saying is that when we talk about dating, we're really talking about the temporary nature of dating. And Colossians 3, verse 5 warns us. So put to death the sinful, earthly things lurking within you. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this flesh. So as I round off, I hope I've given you some good indicators. You are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. So does one party go out and hurt another party? Does one party go out and take advantage of another party? Does one party go out and cheat another party? Does one party go out and defile another party? Those are strong indicators of our belief and of our convictions as Christian. For him, the whole body is joined and held together by every supporting ligament. We are connected for a purpose. The body grows and builds itself up in love as each part does its work. So God has created us for love. And the key element is that God has created us for courtship and for relationship, because courtship embodies the richness and the fulfillment in which relationships give. Because the intention is to commit yourself until death do us apart in courtship. You are accountable to your pastors or to your elders or to your marriage counselor. You're accountable to one another. You begin to create boundaries. Whereas in dating, you can't create boundaries, because one person you date has got that boundaries, the other one has got that boundaries, the other one has got these boundaries. So, it's just a lot more harder. Whereas with your courtship, for those who finish university, have just started their work, this is the way to go. Because then you held yourself accountable to say, please ask me hard questions concerning my life.